Good morning. You are welcome to the presentation on the topic professional income. Before that, previously you learned about computing business income. For computing business income, net profit as shown by profit and loss account is the basis. There, what we do is we take net profit as per profit and loss account as the starting point, and to that we make certain adjustments. For example, we add all those expenses and losses which have been debited to the profit and loss account will be added to the net profit. We call that inadmissible expenses. So inadmissible expenses are added to the net profit. Then expenses actually admissible but not debited to the profit and loss account are deducted. So this is about expenses. Then regarding incomes which are credited to profit and loss account but either exempt from tax or taxable under other heads, they are going to be deducted. And then if there are some other small items, that will be adjusted, and ultimately we are going to calculate business income. So for computing business income, profit and loss account is considered, which is prepared by financial accountant. As a person computing business income, you consider net profit as shown by profit and loss account, and that will be taken as starting point. So that's about computation of business income, which you have already learned. Now come to the computation of professional income. Here the procedure is a bit different. So what you do is, first you take professional receipts, then you are going to deduct professional expenses, and then you are going to compute professional income. For example, take the case of chartered accountant. Now what are professional receipts? To give some examples, say audit fees, accountancy work, tax consultation fees, financial consultation services, arbitration fees, examination and investigation fees, gifts and presents from clients. So these are all professional receipts. What are the professional expenses? For example, office expenses, staff salary, institute membership fees, subscriptions, stipend to article clerks, trainees, etc. So there are many more items. Ultimately, what you are doing is, you are computing total professional receipts, and from total professional receipts you are deducting total professional expenses, and you are going to calculate professional income. Now before going ahead, let us be clear about the meaning of the term profession. Profession means all such human activities which require intellectual skill and technical expertise. You take the examples, say tax experts, financial accountants, architects, engineers, journalists, photographers, doctors, advocates, and the like. To become a professional, you have to complete certain educational qualifications and undergo some trainings also. For example, to become an auditor, you have to complete chartered accountancy examination and you have to hold a degree. Similarly, to become an engineer, you have to complete degree in engineering or post-graduation in engineering. So like that, for example, to become an advocate, you have to have a bachelor's degree in law or post-graduation degree in law. So that way, you have to have minimum professional qualification and of course, you undergo some training, etc. Now, profession also includes vocation. Vocation means what? Vocation means such activity upon which a person spends major part of his time in order to earn his living, such as brokerage, insurance agency, music, dancing, etc. So that's about, in brief, meaning of profession. Now let us take a problem and let us see how it is going to be solved. So this is a problem. I just read out from the following receipts and payments account for the year ending 31st March 2019 of Mr. Gangadhar, a chartered accountant and a tax consultant, compute his income from profession for the assessment year 2019-20. Okay, this is a receipt and payment account. Okay, receipts and payment account is followed by certain additional information. So you have to consider this additional information in order to solve a problem. So we'll take items one by one. Half of the card expenses were used for personal purposes. So if that is the case, from the card expenses, okay, you got card expenses here, you can just see 8,000 rupees. Of that, 50% is for personal purpose. So that cannot be taken. If that is the case, you can take only 4,000 under professional expenses. Similarly, 50% of loan taken is used for personal purpose. If you look at the payment side or credit side, you see there interest on loan 12,000, and it's very clearly mentioned that 50% of the loan is taken for personal purpose. If that is the case, only 50% can be taken as professional expense. The rest 50% that is for private purpose, that cannot be taken here. The next one, depreciation allowable on car. Okay, you see purchase of car. The amount is 1 lakh rupees. Okay, you cannot take this as professional expense. That is not admissible expense. But then depreciation on this is allowed. Okay, what is the rate of depreciation? So 15% is the rate of depreciation on motor car. And therefore, only 50% has to be taken for professional purpose. Yes. Next one, it's given depreciation allowable on car is 15,000. Of that, only 50% can be taken. Then depreciation on books 4,800, computers 24,000. So these are to be taken. So you cannot take the value of purchases of books, a car or computers. So in these cases, only depreciation on these assets can be taken. Next one, office expenses outstanding. Office expenses outstanding that cannot be taken because these professionals maintain their accounts on actual receipt basis and payment basis. Incomes are recorded on receipt basis and payments are recorded on actual payment basis. Therefore, outstanding incomes, outstanding expenses, these are not considered while preparing or while computing professional income. Similarly, fifth adjustment, commission earned but not received, is also not to be taken because it is not prepared on accrual basis. Next, out of gifts. Okay, if you look at the left hand side, there is an item presents and gifts and the value is 40,000. Okay, of this it's mentioned rupees 10,000 received on his marriage anniversary and remaining were received from clients. So, only those gifts which have been received from the clients can be taken as income, professional income, and the rest 10,000 that is received from people who attend the marriage and they are being received at the time of marriage anniversary. So that cannot be taken. So these are about the receipts. Now look at the left hand side. Let us see what are to be considered as professional receipts and what are to be taken as professional expenses. So you take audit fees. So audit fees are given here for the year 2017-18 as well as for the year 18-19. If you are preparing this on accrual basis, if the accounts are prepared on accrual basis, you have to take only 2018-19 audit fees. But here, these professionals maintain their accounts on receipt basis as well as payment basis, not on accrual basis. Therefore, whatever may be the receipts may be relating to this year, last year, next year, irrespective of that, the entire amount you have to take. I mean to say, here you have to take audit fees of not only 2017-18 but also of 2018-19. So total 1,50,000 should be taken under audit fees for computation of professional receipts. Similarly, tax consultation fees, that's an item of professional receipt. Arbitration fees, that's also an item of professional receipts. Examination and investigation fees, that's also an item of professional income. The next, accountancy work. Similarly, financial consultancy work, these are items of professional income. Even project and feasibility report fees, that's an item of professional income. Regarding presents and gifts, okay, excluding the gifts received at the time of marriage anniversary, the remaining amount you have to consider it under professional income. Next, winning from lotteries, that is not relating to his profession, actually that comes under income from other sources. So that is not to be taken. Similarly, rent from let out property, this is also an item not relating to professional income, that's relating to income from house property. So that is not to be taken. Share of income from firm, that is exempt under section 10 and therefore that is not to be taken. And moreover, dividends, even dividends that falls under the head income from other sources, moreover that is exempt unless it is received from cooperative societies. So this is about professional receipts. Now we'll move on to the professional expenses. We'll look at the payment side of the receipts and payment account and let us see what are to be taken in the process of computation of professional expenses. So office expenses 60,000, that should be taken as it is unless there is any further information. That is the professional expense. Then salary to staff, as I mentioned earlier, if you have paid, whether it is relating to last year or next year or this year, it doesn't matter as long as you have paid. So whatever payment you have made, that should be taken. So 40,000 plus 30,000, 70,000, you have to take it as professional expense. Similarly, institute membership fees 7,000, that is an item of professional expense. Professional books, actually that is not to be taken, that is not an item of professional expense. That's not allowed. But then depreciation on books is allowed. So depreciation at the rate of 40% should be calculated on that. Then stipend to article clerks. That is very much an item relating to chartered accountancy profession, therefore that should be taken. Then purchase of computers, that is not allowed, but then depreciation on computers is very much allowed in the computation of professional income. Then repairs to computers, that's allowed. Then car expenses, that's allowed, but only to the extent it is used for professional purpose. If it is utilized for private purpose or personal purpose, to that extent you are not to consider. Then interest on loan. If the loan is availed fully for professional purpose, entire interest on loan should be taken. But if any part of the interest on loan is towards the loan utilized for personal purpose, to that extent you are not to take that expense as professional expense. Income tax, that is personal expense and it is not to be taken as professional expense. Purchase of car, even here this is not allowed, but depreciation on that is allowed, that too to the extent it is utilized for professional purpose. Household expenses are it is not the item of professional expense. So this is about the items of professional receipts and professional expenses which you identify with the help of receipts and payment account. Okay, once again you can glance over the other information provided here. Half of the car services were used for personal purpose. So to that extent, yes, car expenses are not to be considered. Even while calculating depreciation, only 50% of car depreciation should be considered. Then 50% of the loan taken is used for personal purpose. That means interest on loan should be reduced to the extent of 50%. Depreciation on motor car, I already told, out of 15,000 only 7,500 you have to take, and books, okay, entire amount should be taken. And then computers, entire amount you have to take. Even here you must remember the date of purchase is also very important here. If the asset is used for a period more than 180 days, then full normal depreciation is allowed. But if the asset is used for a period less than 180 days, for example, if the car is purchased on 1st of December, then it is used only for 4 months till 31st March of the previous year. So in that case it is used for a period less than 180 days. Therefore 50% of normal depreciation is allowed. Here of course depreciation amount is given, otherwise car will come under plant and machinery and the rate applicable is at present 15%. And therefore that is the procedure you have to follow. Office expenses outstanding item is not taken here. Similarly, commission earned, that is also not to be taken because it is not yet received. It is yet to be received. Then out of the total gifts, 10,000 received on his marriage anniversary should be excluded. That is not for professional purpose. Just see the solution here. Whatever I have explained earlier, that is listed out here. So audit fees for 2 years, 1 lakh plus 50,000, 1 lakh 50,000. Tax consultation fees 60,000. Arbitration fees 40,000. Examination and investigation fees 20,000. Accountancy work 1 lakh. Financial consultants 60,000. Project and feasibility report fees 20,000. Gifts and presents after excluding 10,000 rupees. That is nothing but gifts received at the time of marriage anniversary. So 30,000. Total professional receipts are 4,80,000. Now from 4,80,000 you have to deduct the total professional expenses. Now what are the professional expenses? Already I have explained. Let me quickly run through this slide. Office expenses allowed 60,000. Office salary for both the previous years 40,000 and 30,000, 70,000. Institute membership fees, stipend to article clerks, 50% of car expenses which are incurred for professional purpose, repairs to computers, then interest on loan for profession, so only 50% should be considered here. Then depreciation on car, 50% of 15,000 because car is used 50% for personal purpose. Of course, depreciation on computers 24,000 and on professional books as it is here to take. So total professional expenses are 2,30,300. Put together, ultimately the professional income, that is professional receipts minus professional expenses. So what you get is professional income. Now look at the notes provided here, explanation to the treatment of different items. Outstanding expenses and accrued incomes are not considered under cash system. I mean to say, incomes are considered only if they have received and expenses are considered only if they have been paid. Outstanding incomes and outstanding expenses are not to be taken. So expenses paid and incomes received are taken irrespective of the year to which such payments and incomes were related. Audit fees, examination and investigation fees, tax and financial consultancy fees, accountancy work fees, feasibility and project report fees, arbitration fees are normal incomes of chartered accountant or a tax consultant. Winning from lottery, rent from let out house property and dividends are taxable under other heads. Gift on the occasion of marriage anniversary is personal gifts and exempted. 50% of the loan used for profession is allowed. Household expenses and income tax are personal expenses. Institute membership fees and stipend to clerks are allowed. Thank you.